Welcome to the Foxy Business Hour. Today on our show, we have a subject matter expert in insurance. Her name is Heather Bentley.
Hi, yes, I'm Heather Bentley with Jaffee, Tosham, Wealth Management, and Insurance Services.
Just so you know, I had to get her to say the name because I was afraid I was going to mess it up. I'm sitting here going, Laffy Taffy. No,
You're not the
Jaffee,
only one. You're not
Jaffee,
the only one.
Something. Yeah,
It's okay.
So I thought you were a candy. Which Laffy Taffy is one of my favorite candies.
Is it? It
Yeah.
would get stuck in my teeth.
Yeah, it does. But then I don't know. Anyway, that's...
I don't like caramel either. It gets stuck in my teeth.
Oh, I love caramel. And you take like popcorn and you drizzle the caramel on top of it. I love it.
And oh my gosh, you just combined the two worst things for my teeth. Caramel and popcorn.
I can't eat it very often because there's always this little piece of kernel that gets stuck in the back of your teeth and you're like going back there with the floss and you just can't get it.
Yep.
That's why I don't do it very often.
Yeah. And I do it never. I had braces. I had the whole 9 yards as a kid. Like I had to do the expander, I had to do the spacers, the braces, and I've had a plethora of things stuck in my teeth. And as an adult, I just don't partake.
I think that's probably the reason like my sister and my brother had to get braces, but I had pretty straight teeth until my wisdom teeth came in, and then they just started pushing everything forward. But even then, I didn't need to get, probably no. The dentist says I need it, but it's like, okay, did you say that because you want me to spend money?
Yeah,
Or?
right. Can I ask you how many wisdom teeth you had? How many did you have to have pulled? Did you have them pulled?
I had to have like the surgery where they put you under, and because they were all impacted, and so I got all 4 of them taken out.
Okay, I had 6.
How did you have 6? Is that normal?
No, I can't even tell you what is wrong with me.
Oh no, there's nothing wrong with you. I'm sure it's just like some
weird genetic thing, maybe something to do with my Swedish heritage. I really don't know.
Maybe it's like a Neanderthal. Like there's some people that are like part Neanderthal and they get like extra parts. I don't know.
Maybe, but they're gone now.
I don't think they do it anymore because when my son got his wisdom teeth taken out like a few years back, they don't give you the teeth anymore. But when I got my teeth, they were like solid teeth.
Oh yeah, I have mine too.
Yeah.
Is it weird that I still have them?
I don't know. I still have so the tooth fairy comes for my kids and I still keep my kids' teeth because it's like, okay, what do I do? You don't throw them away.
I know.
And then my husband's like, what are you going to make like a creepy like tooth necklace out of it? And you have to hide them from the kids because they think that the tooth fairy got them.
Exactly.
So, yeah, it's a whole thing.
It is.
One of these days they're going to find it and they're going to be like, why did you steal this for the tooth fairy?
You ruined the magic, Mom.
Hopefully they won't, they'll be old enough where it's not a big deal.
Right. I mean, I'm going through that right now at this season. My husband decided it would be a good idea to bring in a gnome into our house. Don't know where he got the idea. Probably something he saw on TikTok. Who knows? So every Christmas, a little gnome in a pink outfit visits our house and does mischievous things at night, which I've literally told my husband, I have nothing to do with this. If you want to make this weird little gnome do crazy little things, that's on you.
Is that like the elf on the shelf thing?
Like an elf on the shelf.
Yes,
exactly.
Except for a gnome.
Exactly, but with a gnome. So last year, it broke my heart because on Christmas Day at about 7 a.m., we come downstairs and my daughter bawls her eyes out because the gnome has gone back to be with Santa at the North Pole. She already wrote a letter to Santa this year asking Pom Pom, her gnome is Pom Pom, to come back by December 1st, please, because she misses Pom Pom.
My only thing with like the elf on the shelf thing is I forget to move the elf or the elf's friend. And then the kids are like, the elf didn't move. And I go, I don't know. Maybe he's going to move while you're at school. And of course, it moves while they're at school. But I'm not going to remember that at night after work and all of that jazz.
Right,
And
don't pawn that off on mom. That's a dad thing.
well, I mean, we both do it, and we thought it would be cool, but it's just, yeah, it's a lot. And so I'm like, Elf was feeling kind of lazy. So he just stayed in the same spot.
My gnome would be very lazy, if that makes you feel any better. My gnome would probably sit on the Christmas tree the entire month of December. So
I don't know who comes up with this stuff. Like, the elf on a show is like, it must be somebody that has a lot of free time on their hands. So, and doesn't have ADHD.
yeah.
So, speaking of which, so you do insurance.
Insurance, yes. Specifically life insurance.
How did you get into the whole life insurance racket? Or not racket. Is it racket?
Life insurance industry?
Yes.
Life insurance.
Yes.
World?
Well, I was like, I will go, when I got out of the military, I got into the accounting racket. Like,
Okay.
Just as like a joke or whatever.
Yeah. So, it starts way back. Let's see, 2000, let's go back to 2014. Okay, so January 2014, I am bartending at Grillsmith in Carrollwood, and I'm waiting on this nice couple at one of the bar booths in my bar area, and I get the Primerica prospecting script. I don't know if you've ever come in touch with a regional vice president with Primerica. It's a large financial services organization, a great company. I've learned a lot from them. So anyways, the spiel was, we're looking for people. I don't know if you're interested in doing anything else. Not sure if you're interested in making additional income or leaving bartending in general, but we're looking to open up some offices and we need people to run those offices. And I'm like immediately intrigued. Not skeptical whatsoever, immediately intrigued, like, yes, sign me up, let's talk.
And you're currently at your job
I'm
tossing
currently
drinks.
Bartending, yes, I'm running a bar with bar stools, guests at the bar stools. I have tables outside of the bar stools, and I'm making drinks for the entire restaurant while I'm having this conversation with this couple. So it was very brief. I gave them my number. They called me. We set up an interview, and I honestly fell in love with everything the company stood for. They help people get out of debt. They help people make more money. They make sure they're properly protected through life insurance, and essentially, they're just helping more people become financially free, right? So that is where I got my life license in 2014. That was February 2014, I got licensed. And then in May of 2015, I got my Series 6 investment license. So for a while there, I was completely into holistic financial planning. Like, I would sit down with a family and show them the life insurance coverage they needed, what they needed to do to be debt-free, including paying off their mortgage, what we need to be saving for retirement, kids' education, what needs to be in your emergency fund, all of the things, okay?
Okay.
And then I had my daughter, and that was in 2018, and it was a lot. I was out and about 7 days a week, and I wanted to be a mom.
Yeah.
And I had been networking every single week with this great group called CABA, Carrollwood Area Business Association.
Okay.
And I had met so many great people that were like, oh, you should come and work with us, come work with us. And there was one gentleman that I was really, he's very magnetic personality, and he worked with Jaffee Tosham Wealth Management, and he was basically doing auto and home insurance, had a huge book of business, and he's like, listen, I would love for you to come over and help my clients with their life insurance. And that was really intriguing for me, because to be able to just specialize in one thing and focus on one thing that's what I needed as a mom, because I feel like as a mom, like, our brains are just so overwhelmed. So I took a step back from doing the whole financial plan, and now I really focus in on life insurance for my clients. And it's great because I'm no longer captive. With Primerica, I could only sell Primerica Life Insurance. Now I can solicit, Lincoln Financial Group's life insurance, Protective Life, Prudential, Pacific Life, Symetra, you name it. And that's what people want. They want you to be the one-stop shop. They don't want to go, okay, well, I got a quote from you. Now I'm going to go to AAA, and now I'm going to call State Farm. And now they want, give me the best price or give me the best product. This is my needs. Put it together for me and let me know.
Yeah, it saves them a lot of time.
So that was a long-winded answer of how I got involved in life insurance and how I'm here now.
That's awesome.
Networking.
Yeah.
Meeting people.
Yeah. Well, networking is how we met because the person that does my IT met you. You live in his neighborhood, right?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So one of the things that I find difficult, and it seems like it, because you're a mom too, but finding that work-life balance. How did you get it so that you could, because you seem very passionate about it. I'm very passionate about my stuff. And I genuinely love my job. I love doing accounting.
I love that.
So, but I also love my family. Right. And I love spending time with my family. And sometimes one can make you choose the other. So how did you find like a really good work-life balance?
That's a really good question. And I have huge admiration for you for being so passionate about accounting, because that's not a set it and forget it task. That is not, you leave that at work and you go home to your family. Your job, what you do for your clients, that are essentially like family to you, you don't shut that off. So
no, it does not. I wake up in the middle of the night sometimes going, oh my gosh, did I do this thing? Or, ooh, this is a really great idea of how they can save some. Yeah, it happens. So,
and I can completely relate. I can completely relate. Absolutely. I will tell you, a big thing that helped me was really solely focusing in on life insurance. And here's the thing. I feel like my family has a great schedule. First of all, I have an only child. It does help only having one child. I do have that benefit. Her school schedule is great. She's at school from 8:30 to 3:30. The school is 10 minutes from our house. When she's at school, I'm grinding. I'm knocking out what I need to do for work, following up with clients, making, new relationships, trying to organically expand my book of business, because I'll be honest with you, I absolutely hate putting on the salesman hat. It is not, I don't thrive. I enjoy somebody who calls me and says, hi, so-and-so gave me your number. I'm really in this situation. Do you think you can help me? That, now, in a perfect world, of course, that's not how it's always going to work out. I would love for that to always happen. But, ideally for me, I had to cut out all of that extra stuff, like the networking and everything. I was spending so much of my work week networking just to create a book of business and to find clients. So to be able to kind of zone in on that helps, which is exactly where I'm here today. I'd love to just organically be able to help more people and especially educate more people. It all starts with education. Yeah. If you're educated, you can make a good decision. There's no sales involved. I'm just helping you and your family. But going back to the work-life balance, I really feel like what helps me is that when my daughter is at school, I can really focus in on my job and what I need to get done, and also kind of get my own self-care in. I try to make sure that I'm walking 10,000 steps a day. So, I'm on my walking pad when I'm like looking at emails or, whatever it is, or taking a work call. So I will be honest with you, that's how I work out my work-life balance, is focusing in on my own self-care and my work while my daughter's at school, so that I can be a more present mom.
Yeah, the self-care thing that's a hard one for me.
It's always last. I'm not going to lie to you. It is. If I didn't get myself at Karen for the day, I'm like, oh, well, you come last, Heather.
Yeah,
it's horrible.
It's always on the last of your list. It goes, okay, well, I have to do this for the clients. I have to do this for my business. Oh, the kids need da-da-da-da-da. Oh, I got to drive them. I got to take them to therapy or what have you. And then you get to 10 o'clock and in the evening and you're like, I'm too tired to be selfish.
Absolutely.
And then you're like, I'm just going to lay down and go to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'm trying a little bit harder to do the self-care stuff.
But I completely relate to you because if my daughter's happy and my husband's happy, if they're taken care of, a lot of times it's so easy for me to put myself on the back burner because I'm like, sacrifice for myself. Yeah, no problem. I'm not going to make them sacrifice. That's hard. I don't want to see them unhappy. It's okay if I'm not getting it, you know? Yeah. Like, I don't know. Maybe that's just part of being a mom. Maybe that's just what happens. Like, our brain chemistry really changes, you know?
Yeah, and it's like, I'll tell my husband, I'm like, have you done anything for yourself lately? Like, you're very stressed out. You need to, like, meditate and I'm not doing that. I'm like, have you done this? And it's like, yeah, it's one of those things, like, you're willing to take care of other people, make sure they have it. And I think it might be a mom thing.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like just I've noticed that when I come in contact with moms, they just tend to have this nurturing ability. I don't think I really had this before I had my daughter. You know, I mean, I've always cared about people. I mean, I got my degree in psychology. Mm-hmm. Because I wanted to learn more about people and understand people better because I care about people. I do. I have a lot of empathy for people when, you know, I mean, nothing makes me cry faster than seeing a person cry.
Oh, yeah. Gotcha.
So I have always cared about people, but my gosh, did that go to a new level when I became a mom. And I think it has something to do with I don't know, you know, I mean, a lot happens when we're carrying a child, right? Hormones, everything changes.
I don't know. I stole all my children. They're all adopted.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
So.
That is right. You adopted, which, oh my gosh, they just...
Yeah, but
Thank you. That is a beautiful thing. That is, I mean, that takes a certain wonderful person to adopt, not one child, but how many?
6.
Yeah. That's incredible.
So, yeah, 2 of them are in college right now, and then the 4 at home. So, yeah. I never know what to say about that, because in my mind, they're letting me be their mom.
Right.
So, I still get to be a mom. So
yeah, absolutely.
So, yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, truthfully, it does not matter biological. I mean, you are their mom.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this is something me and my husband have entertained as well. We love having an only child, but we've known each other since we were 22. We'll both be 40 next year, and we've always entertained, you know, if we have the means, you know, maybe adoption will be in our future. So.
Yeah, it can be a difficult process, and you end up dealing with a little bit more. I'm not sure that it's more than, like, biological kids, because honestly, you don't know what you're going to get when you get biological kids. You also don't know what you're going to get when you get adopted kids.
That's true.
Because they'll have a medical history, and this is what happened to them, but they still throw you curveballs. So, I don't know, depending on the process, it can be a little nerve-wracking. Mm-hmm. So,
I can imagine.
I think it's definitely worth it. So,
I was going to say, obviously, whatever the process is, it didn't stop you. I mean, 6.
Yeah, well, it was 2 different ones. It was the first time we adopted teenagers, and then the second time we adopted a sibling group of 4.
Okay.
They were going to get split up, and my husband and I were like, we have to help them. What's the difference between 2 and 4? A lot, by the way.
Yeah.
A lot.
Oh, yeah. I absolutely understand. Actually, what drove me crazy is when my daughter was 2. It was like I was expecting it to be so bad because people always say terrible 2s. And I'm sure every kid is different. But 3 was so much harder for me than 2. And you're saying 2 and 4 are different. Like just that one age between 2 and 3.
No, I'm talking about 2 kids versus 4 kids.
Oh, 2 kids versus 4. I thought you meant the age difference.
No, we adopted, all of our kids were already in school. So
okay.
My youngest was 5, so he was in kindergarten.
Okay.
So they were already school age. So we got to skip the whole terrible 2s and
gotcha.
That kind of stuff. Plus, my husband and I are kind of like babies. yuck.
They are kind of yuck.
Like, yeah.
But yes, you're absolutely right. The difference between 2 and 4 is massive. Actually, this is kind of going off topic, but it's not. I have to get this out. So it's funny because my daughter has been asking for a kitten for about 3 years, right?
Yeah.
So my husband and I finally caved in July and got her a kitten. But you know what? We didn't just get 1 kitten, we got 2 kittens. And the reason was because we didn't want to split them up.
Well, but at least the kitten has a friend.
The kitten has a friend, but it's funny. I mean, cats and children are obviously clearly different, but it just made me think about the cats this summer. And I was kidding. Not one, but now we have 2 kittens.
Well, I mean, I would say kittens are probably a little easier than puppies.
Absolutely.
Because kittens come, potty trained.
And they're a billion times easier than children, so it's a horrible analogy.
Oh, yeah, they are. They are. My oldest son had his during the summer. He was doing some side jobs or whatever, so he had moved out of the college dorms, and he had this cat. And we're like, yeah, you can have the cat at the house. We'll watch him over the summer. And I told my husband, don't get attached to this cat. It's not your cat. And of course, he got attached to the cat. And he was super sad when he left. And I was like, you knew this was coming. And so I had to get my husband a cat.
Do you feel good about that decision?
No, because now I have a cat. I mean, I love this cat. Don't get me wrong. I love the cat. But he's done this new thing where he stands on my pillow and he thinks my hair is a toy. But at 2 a.m. in the morning. I'm not joking.
The cats are not getting in my room at all. Once I go to sleep, that door is shut. I'm like, stay out of here. I need my rest. I need undisturbed sleep. You're so nice to let the cats come in. Or cat.
Well, the cat won't leave my room.
What does she, like, hide? She?
He.
Hide under the bed or something and like, no, you're not going to kick me out of here. You're going to have to grab me.
He doesn't like the dogs. Because we have 4 dogs.
Okay.
And so
you have to separate.
Yeah. We have 2 standard poodles, and they get along with the cat just fine. It's the boy dogs. They're like, ooh, a toy.
Oh, gosh. Okay.
And then the smallest boy dog is kind of like, whatever, I don't even care anymore. But then the middle boy dog is still like, ooh, a toy. He's about half the time. They're getting used to each other, but...
Yeah, that makes sense. Well, I'm sorry you regret getting the cat.
I don't regret getting the cat. I just wouldn't have gotten the cat on my own.
I can tell you right now, I would not have gotten 2 kittens on my own. The fact that whenever I tell people that we have 2 kittens, they're like, you? I'm not an animal person. I like animals, but I just don't want them in my house.
Oh, I'm an animal person. I mean, if you couldn't tell. From 4 dogs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's intense. 4 dogs, and you said 6 kids, but 2 are out of the house.
Yeah, we're gonna have everybody for Thanksgiving. It's gonna be a full house. It's gonna be kind of nice.
That's nice, though. Yeah, Thanksgiving is about being together and being thankful for all the things that we're blessed with that we take for granted on a daily basis. So being together and having time together. I mean, having time is probably the biggest blessing, in my opinion.
Is your family in the area, or are you originally from some other state?
So I am born and raised in Tampa. I am a unicorn, apparently.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wouldn't have it any other way. My family is here. Now, my dad was born in Minnesota, so I do have some family in Minnesota. But most of them moved down here. So I've got my dad's side and my mom's side here. I just can't imagine moving anywhere else. I mean, there was one point where my husband and I thought about moving to New York. My husband used to work for Nordstrom, and they were opening a Nordstrom in the city. I believe it was like back in 2014. and we were kind of entertaining, oh, this is our chance to venture out. And we never did. And then I think this actually might have been right before we had our daughter. So this may have been like 2017 or 2016. And then I got pregnant. It's like, okay, well, now we're definitely not leaving because, we're going to have a child. Like, family is everything once you have a child. So it was like our chance to possibly venture out. And I'm kind of glad it didn't happen, though. I really do have a soft spot for Florida. I love Florida. Kind of some crazy stuff going on here. It gets really nasty hot. I absolutely hate humidity and 120 degree heat. Real feel heat.
Yeah.
But I hate the cold. I hate the cold. Give me 120 degree heat any day over 0 degrees. I don't want it. I hate snow. Snow has its beautiful moments, but keep your snow over there. I don't want it.
Okay. No,
I'm not a cold person at all.
Yeah,
And my husband and my daughter love the cold. They love the snow. And I'm like, you guys, I can't relate. I don't like to be cold.
I like it like if it were like vacation.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Going up. So my in-laws live up in North Carolina, and we go up there, and I'm not even joking you. Every time we go up there, the kids want to see snow. And they saw snow year before last. But they haven't seen it stick because every time we leave, there's a huge storm that comes through and it all sticks and everybody makes snowman after we leave.
Aw.
I am not joking.
Aw.
And they think it's going to be like from the movies because they're all from Florida. Before they met us, they never left the state.
Yeah.
So
keep trying.
Yeah. But I don't really like snow either. I was in the military, and one of the places we got stationed before we went on deployment was up in New Jersey because that's like Iraq, right? So
yeah,
it's not. And it was during the winter, and I'm not joking. Every patch of ice that I could possibly slip and fall on, I did.
Oh.
And I was paying attention. I was like, okay, step. Don't step too hard. Step. And then zoom.
I could see how that would taint you for sure.
Yeah, I'm not really. Yeah, I can
Not
deal
a
with
fan.
it for like a week.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, I'm ready to go back to Florida.
Bring me back to the sunshine.
So I have to say, okay, I've had other guests that were from Florida. What is your favorite spot in Florida?
My favorite spot, that is very easy. Our second home is Orlando, Florida. We absolutely love Orlando. Whether that's we're going to hit up one of the multiple Disney parks, whether we're going to go to Disney Springs, whether we're going to go to Universal Studios, whether we're just going to go to an awesome resort and hang out and enjoy the pool area day in and day out. Mm-hmm. It's just that is our home away from home. Like whenever we need to recharge, we just go and we get away for a couple of days, just me, my husband, and my daughter, and we really enjoy it out there. And I know it's kind of a tourist trap for a lot of people. They're like, oh, Orlando. But we love it. We love it. Yeah.
Well, especially with kids, it's got to be fun to go to like Disney and stuff. And
yep, there was this good stretch of period where like, as a kid, like I've had two or three family members that worked for Disney. So Disney has always kind of been like a big thing in our family. And there was like this period there where it's like I completely just got away from Disney. And then of course you have a kid and you're like, oh, it's like seeing the magic through their eyes.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, getting back involved again. I was like, oh my gosh, and not gonna lie, watching the parades and little princesses waving at my daughter. Tearjerker, my gosh, tugs at your heartstrings. So yeah, it's just a completely different experience.
Yeah. How old is your daughter now?
She's 7.
7. Oh, yeah, that's the perfect Disney age, right? Because then you can do like the princess dressing up and stuff like that.
Yeah. I will tell you, she's actually just outgrown that. My daughter is really getting into like leg warmers and arm warmers. Like she's almost more like a skater girl. But she was all into the Disney princess dresses. I mean, she had the Tiana princess dress and the Aurora princess dress. And I'd say probably from like 4 to six and a half is where that was like a big thing. Like, I want to dress up in a princess dress every day. And it's like, you can't wear a princess dress to school. Sorry.
My daughter, I want her to have her personality, but I don't think she knows what matching colors are. Because you were saying, like, the princess dress, because I've definitely had to tell her she cannot wear her Halloween costume to school. Mm-hmm. One, because they don't allow you to.
Right.
But my husband jokes, what was the magic school bus lady's name?
Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, it's like Frizzle or...
Yeah, Miss Frizzle. No,
something...
Frizzy.
My husband would know the answer to this question.
But anyway, we call her that because her outfits are like all over the place. Like, she'll be wearing all these different colors and nothing's matching. But I want her to, like, show her. I mean, I'll tell her, I'm like, that doesn't match. And she's like, yeah. I'm like, you're okay with that? Yep. Okie dokie. Put your shoes on.
I'm going through the same thing with my 7-year-old. The things that she picks out. I'm like, are you sure? But are you sure? You do you. That's what I usually tell her. You do you. If this is really what you want, if you feel comfortable in this, I want you to be an individual. I support you.
The only thing that I've had that was bad was we had to go to the school because there was a makeup ring in her class last year where they were like bringing makeup and sharing it with each other, like chapstick and lipstick, and they were switching shoes. So they had to bring all the parents in, and they're like, we have to stop this. Like, made it sound like it was like some underground, like, black market makeup ring.
But you're like, they're just sharing chapstick.
I'm sorry. No, thank you. I'm like, and I'm trying to explain to my daughter, do you know where that chapstick was? And she's like, no, but it's okay. And I go, would you kiss your friend? And she's like, no. And I'm go, but that's what you're doing with the chapstick. And then sharing shoes? No.
I mean, there have been times in my life where I've seen my daughter literally lick the, what do you call that? The arm, what do you call that? The handlebars or handle ledge, like when you're walking through the line at the theme park.
The handrail.
So, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Like, so I'm just thinking to myself, I'm like, chapstick, there's probably some germs in there. But man, have I seen my kid put her mouth on some weird things. So I would take chapstick.
Yeah, but this was also during flu season.
Good point.
This was like smacking. I think that's the reason, because it had been going on for a couple of months. But I think the reason that they like brought all the parents in was because it was in the middle of flu season.
Yeah.
And
everybody in the family gets it. Everybody in the household gets it.
Yeah.
It's so hard to dodge it.
Yeah. So, and she wasn't helping by sharing chapstick and shoes and and other things. Like, they were like, where is this lipstick coming from? Where is this eyeliner coming from? And I haven't, like, my daughter's 10, and I'm like, you're not wearing makeup yet. Like, enjoy your natural beauty for a little bit longer.
Right. But then you put yourself in their shoes and you're like, darn it, I was 10 too, and I absolutely remember feeling that way, right? Doesn't that kill you when you're like, oh, I remember being that age, and it's almost like you're saying no to yourself?
Well, I mean, I didn't get makeup until I was 12.
Okay.
And I don't wear a lot of makeup now.
Yeah, I've noticed that. Go you.
I don't know. I don't, like, I do it for, like, special occasions or what have you, but I'm like, I like how I look. So I just go with it.
There's nothing more important than being comfortable and confident in your own skin. So.
Well, and I got lucky because I don't have, like, I never got really bad acne. I don't have blemishes. So I was.
Yes, you do have great skin.
Yes. And I didn't, like, I'm telling you, like, everybody else is like, oh my gosh, the acne. And I'm like. I'd freak out because I was a teenager and I was like, I got a pimple, and they're like, one pimple? And they're like, I have a million.
Right. Get away from me with that nonsense.
So, yeah, I got really lucky.
Yeah, I definitely went through the acne phase. That's a tough. Oh my gosh. Don't even get me started. I almost have like PTSD. Like, I don't want to go back there. You know what I mean? Like, let's not.
I went through it with one of my teenagers. He had really, really bad acne, and we had to go through like the dermatologist.
I did.
And all of that stuff. And then we had to make a decision on whether or not we were going to do this medication, and it could have some pretty bad side effects. And we sat down as a family and discussing it, and then he was like, nope, not worth it to me. And so I'm like, you have to clean your face. So I've seen what it's like to have really bad acne, but I don't know that struggle. So
Well, I'm very happy for you because it's not fun. It's awful.
it's not. So, but yeah. One day my daughter will like have to go through that, and I'm just gonna be like,
You never know. She might not have to go through it.
She's a ginger, so maybe.
And I am a natural ginger. I know my hair's really not red anymore, but it was. I mean, like I said, Swedish. So
No.
definitely
She's
had some red hair.
ginger.
Oh, she's got like the bright red hair.
Beautiful, thick red, beautiful hair, and she keeps on saying, "I want to dye it," and I know it's because I dye my hair, and I'm like, honey, if I had your hair, I would never touch dye to my hair.
Yeah.
Ever. I have to do this because I don't have gorgeous hair like yours. So
I don't know what it is about. I always wonder, like, is that something just little girls go through, or why do we always want to be something that we're not? Like, it always seems like we're trying to not, like we're never really comfortable in our skin. Is that, something that every kid goes through, or is that like a little thing little girls go through where you're just like, you just don't want to be you? Like, beautiful red hair. You know how unique it is to have red hair?
Yeah.
And it's like, no, but I want to be blonde.
I think it's thinking that the grass is greener on the other side. So, well, with my daughter, I think it's partly because she's adopted. So it's one of those things where it's like, she wants to be so much like me. Like, you'll see her follow some of the things. Like, there's a lot of repetitive behavior, and you're like, where did you get that from? And then my husband's like, LaDonna, you do that all the time. And I'm like, really? And yeah, that's your mannerism.
Yeah.
And so they want to, if they can act the same way, look the same way, then they feel like, oh, we are the same. So
monkey see, monkey do, right?
Yeah, but I think that would be it might be a little bit more of a stronger urge with adopted kids, but I've seen it same with biological kids. So
Yeah.
So yeah. So I wanted to go back to something that you said earlier about hating sales.
Hating sales. Okay. Ooh.
I hate sales too.
Okay.
So I have this thing where if I feel like I'm being sold, I shut down.
Okay.
I now have no interest in what you were talking to me about.
I'm probably very similar.
Because I feel like you are now trying to manipulate me. So I also do not like sales. So like, even when my customers come on to my accounting, I'm like, we're not for everybody. Like, we're not going to fit everybody's needs. If you like what we have to offer, then great. If not, then here's some recommendations of some other people. So we're like similar to that. Like, we want to help people, and that's why we started the podcast and have people like you come on.
Yeah.
And I was just wondering, is it like the same thing? Do you kind of shut down when you have salespeople come at you?
I will say, I never really hate on anyone or have ill feelings toward them if they're trying to sell me, because in their mind, they're doing their job and they think they're doing something good for you most of the time, not all the time.
Yeah.
But it does drive me crazy when someone talks at me. It's like, if you want to sell me, at least ask me questions, make sure this is really something that I want or even care about, instead of just pitching me, I think that's really important in sales, that you ask questions instead of just talking at someone. Yeah, if you talk at me, I'm probably just gonna zone out.
How would you know, like, asking questions helps with not just with selling, but also getting their full needs. So you could be selling them a life insurance policy, but they also need these other things. And if you didn't ask them those questions, you wouldn't be able to, quote unquote, upsell them.
Right.
So
Or link them with the right people.
Correct. So you're actually putting yourself at a disadvantage by not asking questions.
Absolutely.
So I just think the whole sales process is outdated.
I agree.
And if it's scripted, it's even worse.
And what?
If it's scripted, it's even worse for me. I'm like, because you don't want to cut them off. You get those people on the phone, they're like, you can tell that they're just reading through a script. And I'm like, I don't want to be rude. I grew up in the South. I can't cut them off.
I don't even answer my phone anymore. It actually blows my mind because it's funny. I have been, I mentioned earlier, February will be 12 years that I've been licensed. So I am a person that has contributed to many sales over the past decade. And I don't answer my phone. Like, if I don't know this number, I'm not answering it. There's so much spam nowadays. It's just like, if this person knows me, they're going to leave me a voicemail and I'm going to call them back. And that's that.
I'm the same way. And then my husband goes, your voicemail's full. And I'm like, oh, is it?
Guilty. I have to go through and delete mine too.
Part of that is because my kids ride the bus and there's 4 of them. 3 of them ride the same bus, but every time the bus is going to be late, which is pretty much on a daily basis, I get 3 phone calls and 3 voicemails.
Yep. So it fills up quickly.
I have to go through like at least every other day and go delete because I labeled it school bus is late.
Yeah. And then just like that little bit, like just adding in that detail to your day. It's like you're like, before you go to lay your head down at night, you're like, oh, I gotta delete the school bus late voicemails. Oh my gosh. Right.
It's about 60% of all the voicemails. Well, because I have a business line, so it goes through other people and then it comes to me. So
yeah.
It's kind of amazing how much similarities you have with people that, like, we barely know each other. This is like, what, the second conversation, and we have so much in common.
We do. I told you when I met you, one of the things that really drew me into you or made you kind of a magnet to me is you're non-traditional. And I love people that are individuals and they're not traditional. And there's nothing wrong with being traditional if that's important to you. But I've always considered myself to be very unique, and I've never done things the way they're supposed to be done. Like, I will never be caught dead working a 9 to 5. And I feel like that's 90% of people. I'm very non-traditional in that way. Very non-traditional in the way that I've lived my personal life. I can tell you right now, my husband and I waited 8 years to get married. Gotcha. You know, that's not most people. We got pregnant with our daughter before we got married. I can say that with no shame. You know, it's just like, I've just never been a traditional person. I just live my life the way that I want to. I focus on what makes me happy, not what other people approve of and what other people think that I should be doing.
Yeah.
And I feel that that is you as well.
Well, and I have had people comment on like the pink hair and everything. And they're like, do you lose clients over that? And I'm like, okay, yeah. But the thing is if you're looking for a traditional accountant, I'm not really your traditional accountant. Like, right. I think outside of the box, I'm going to look for solutions that your normal person isn't going to. So I want my clients to know from the first day that they see me and that's something I tell people, from the pink of my hair to the foxy slippers that I sometimes wear around. I am completely different. This is the new way of doing things. We're going to be innovative. We're going to see what works for you, because accounting can be very specialized, and what doesn't work for you. So right. I'm going to do trial and error. We're never going to stop improving. We're never going to stop innovating. We're never going to stop making your business better.
Right. And what does my pink hair have to do with me getting accounting perfect for you, or doing a better job than the guy who wears a suit to work, right?
Right. Well, and I also think that the pink hair makes me stand out.
It does.
You're going to remember the person with the pink hair.
Absolutely.
My business partner has purple hair.
Love it.
I'm not joking.
I love it.
So, but you remember that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
You go, I know the perfect accountant for you. She has pink hair.
Yeah. Like, ooh, I like that. That's fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's different. Being different, you got to be you got to be different in a world where people all want to be the same.
Yeah. Well, and then if you're looking for your like traditional suit and tie accountant, well, I'm not probably going to be a good fit for you because those people have a structure that they stay within in a box, and I tear apart the boxes.
Right.
So.
Right. You're going to work with who you want to work with. So, yeah. And you want to make sure that it's a good fit on both sides. Like, I don't want to take you on as a client if I don't feel like I'm a good fit for you too, you know?
Well, and it ends up if that's your expectation, I'm not going to meet that. Right. And so it's like we're both going into this at a disadvantage.
Right.
But I do look at that for referral partners too. Who else is thinking outside the box? Because the clients that pick me are also going to pick the people I refer people to that think outside the box.
Right.
So that's what I like about you, is that you think outside the box. And you're willing to do crazy things like come on to podcasts.
Yeah, exactly. My first one. That's my first one. Yeah, that's the first time I've ever been. Now, I did a voice recording podcast several years ago. It was probably 2015, maybe. About 10 years ago. But this is the first one since, so.
Wow.
Yeah, you're breaking me in.
Well, I feel like this is like the new route that businesses are starting to go to, because if you think about it, when you're doing research on things, you're going to probably hit up YouTube. You're probably going to hit the TikTok, or while you're doom scrolling on TikTok looking at cat videos.
That's where we get our information.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm trying to do, is trying to get all this information out to small business owners so that they can, because I'm a firm believer that an informed client is a better client.
Yes. Absolutely.
They know the questions to ask. They're not walking around with them, covering their eyes and.
Right. Not really knowing, like, so I've heard that I need this, but I don't know why I need this. Or is that really that important for me, though? Or is that something I can do later?
I want people to start asking questions. And that's one of the things, like, I'm part of a BNI group. And I tell everybody, ask questions. If the provider's not willing to ask questions, that's not the provider for you. Mm-hmm. In this day and age, there's nobody that has keys to the kingdom. Like, you can go online.
Yeah.
And go, how do I do accounting? Mm-hmm. So the information's out there.
Yeah.
So I think you have to make yourself different, because you're not trying to hide anything. You're blatantly honest.
Right.
So I guess I've gone into the other direction.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, this is what this is supposed to be about, is to educate people, make sure that they are able to ask the right questions when they're looking for the different providers to help their business.
Right.
So
team them up with the person that they actually need, and the person that's a good fit for them.
Yeah, and maybe even like go beyond that, so that maybe like people that are, maybe someone's watching from Wisconsin and they're like, oh, that's a really good question. I've been wondering about that. And so the next time they go to an accountant, or the next time they go get life insurance, they ask the question that they need to get the right person. So not just locally, but hopefully I am trying to change the way people do business.
Okay, so you're like, you're really trying to get out there.
Yeah, I really mean it.
I mean, YouTube absolutely would do that. I mean, it's funny because like my mind does really just go to Florida. But I mean, yeah, absolutely. When you're on the internet, anything is possible.
Yeah, I am hoping that at some point, I mean, we're just getting started and we've had a few months of doing this, and I'm hoping at one point I can say I know people outside the state of Florida who have watched my podcast.
Yeah, that'll be really cool.
And
I'm
if
excited for
somebody
you.
could comment and tell me that they're like, some of this is like helped them, that would be really great. That would make me feel special if they were like, I'm so glad I watched your podcast and I learned this stuff and now I know what to expect out of other people.
Right?
That would, oh my God, that would make.
I mean, I think that's one of the only reasons why I enjoy helping people with life insurance is it's just like the power behind it is if I could just be a snippet in helping somebody in a really hard, traumatic time in their life, like just to be that person who was there to educate and implement something that could completely change the way a traumatic event goes for a person. Completely. I mean, really, you think about that. I mean, think about death in general, losing somebody close to you, like how I mean, grieving is a process, right?
Yes.
So if you lose somebody and, for instance, the first thing that you have to think of while you're grieving about them is money or keeping your business running.
Or going into debt.
Having to take out a loan, whatever it is, that is very overwhelming. I mean, I personally have not had to go through that, but I constantly have an outer body experience, and it just reminds me, gosh, I would never want that to happen. Like, so on the personal side and on the business side, you know, there's some people that have to worry about both. Like if they're you might need life insurance for your business partner. You might also need life insurance as a dad and husband for your family. So, you know, sometimes you have to keep it separate. But just the financial devastation that can be avoided just by getting a life insurance policy is so powerful. And I think people don't realize the power behind it and how affordable it is. And that's where I really want to get that education out, is it's like, sometimes your life insurance policy can cost less than $1 a day. Most people can afford $1 a day to protect their family or protect their business.
And it's one of those things that, isn't it, it's cheaper if you start earlier in life than if you start later?
Absolutely. So a big part of your premium is going to be your date of birth, you know, what year you're born. I mean, there's a lot of factors. A healthy height and weight is really important. Whether you're a smoker or you're not a smoker, you're definitely going to get a much better premium if you don't smoke. You know, even something as simple as your motor vehicle history. You know, like those are things that they look at. Yeah. And it's like the older you get. Yes, absolutely. Wow, is this person a hazard on the road? You know, I mean, think about how many people die on the road.
I don't want to think about it.
I know it's horrible. But we do live in Florida. It's interesting every day you're driving.
But you are going to be recording a class for us on some of this stuff for the business, and that should be airing in December, and we will post the date and time. So this one, normally my lunch and learns are in person, and then we will air that after, but this time we're going to do something a little bit different. We're going to have a specific day and time that we'll report it, and then next month it'll go live, and you'll be able to teach. What was the subjects that you were going to go over?
So the subject will be the importance of life insurance for business owners.
Okay, and the different types
why you would need it, you know, basically that would sum it up. You know, what's to be expected before even asking for a quote. You know, what is the process? What do I need to be prepared for? I would cover all of that.
Awesome. I am looking forward to that. And I'm looking forward to that airing, and we'll hope that the new, we're looking at doing it a little bit differently and see if this is something that people like.
Yeah. So, yeah, I'm excited to be a part of it. I'm really honored that you asked me to be here.
Yes. Thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me.
So is there anything else you'd like to say to the interweb before we head out for the day?
You know, I would just say, if we're, you know, touching base on life insurance for business owners, I would say always ask yourself, you know, if I'm not here tomorrow, what does that look like for my business and the people involved?
Yeah, that's very good. Okay. Yeah. Well, thank you so much. It has been awesome. You have been very easy to talk to, and I really appreciate it.
Oh, thank you so much for having me. I had a good time.
Thank you. This was your Foxy Business Hour with Heather, and she will have a class that will be airing next month. And to all of you out there, if you like our podcasts, do like, share, comment. Like I said, I'd love to see a comment of somebody who this has affected. That would be amazing. And as always, keep it foxy.